9452 and 1866775.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. But before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guest and repeat offender. Mary Walters is in the house. Realty Pro 100, welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning. Glad to have you with us. And let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are no operators standing by. I am it.
Quiet, numbskulls. I'm broadcasting.
Well, I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money. I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference. 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990. And yes, of course, we are celebrating today. We celebrate every day on Ron Siegel Radio. Today is National Roller Coaster Day. That would not be for you. A roller coaster person?
I'm scared of heights.
Okay, me too. So definitely not going on those roller coasters. And I am not afraid to say that I am afraid of heights. It's not a pleasant sight when you see me up high. Let's see, National Airborne Day. I guess that kind of goes in the same idea as National Roller Coaster Day. Tell a Joke Day. I don't know about that one. I think every day is Tell a Joke Day. National Rum Day. Okay, that one we can. Captain Jack?
I hate rum.
You hate rum? Oh, okay. Well, there's a couple of them that I don't mind. I'm not a big fan of rum, but Captain Coke isn't bad all the time. But I do have some breaking news before we get into the market minute today, so we better get the breaking news out here. So, unfortunately, we've seen a lot of destruction, disasters in Afghanistan, and there is a new message coming out from the Biden administration. They have announced in the strongest terms possible that the Taliban will not be allowed to enter the U.S. Embassy in Kabul unless they are fully vaccinated. I just throw that out there.
It's Tell a Joke Day.
It is Tell a Joke Day. I thought I couldn't resist that one. So that's today's joke of the day. I thought that was decent. Okay, Dow Jones Industrial Average now down 73 points. S&P 500 is down 15. NASDAQ down 127 points. Oil down 76 cents a barrel. So we're watching all of these things for you. Well, let's see. I mean, being that, well, I was on the road this weekend, so I did get to see firsthand some of the issues of what's going on in gasoline prices. So I'm going to go and see if I can see a little more about gasoline. If my computer will wake up on me, I'll tell you what's going on in the gasoline world. So, and I know we're not gas independent or energy independent here in the U.S. any longer, but let's take a look at it. And nobody should be upset about it because we got what we voted for, right? We understand that. And we're looking at gasoline right now. Well, I like to look at all of them here. So I like to see what our team pays for gasoline. So Lori out in Louisiana, she's paying $2.84 a gallon, $2.84 a gallon. A little envious of her right now. I was in Las Vegas over the weekend, so let's take a look. Producer Josh, 406 is the average for gasoline in Las Vegas. I don't know where that was because I couldn't find it that cheap. $3.19 a gallon, national average. And in California, you got to love it, $4.41 a gallon. $4.41 a gallon in California. And let's take a look. I know it's painful, but we'll look at it anyway. So we're $4.41 a gallon right now. And last year at this time, $1.20 a gallon cheaper. So it's at about a 25-30% cheaper last year this time. Might say it's a 50% increase. Yeah, elections have consequences, or so they say. Let's move right along and see what else is going on in the world right now as we speak. So we're looking at the mortgage rates. We're going to see it's going to be an interesting week this week on mortgage rates. I'll share that with you because when we see disruption worldwide on the geopolitical stage, we generally see people trying to put their money into the U.S. 10-year Treasury. Of course, then again, the U.S. is borrowing money faster than people can put it in there. But, we do look at that. And as of last week, I did look at the 10-year numbers. And if my computer will come up, 2.87 was the 30-year fixed rate loan. That had gone up from 2.77 the week before. I'm going to suggest we'll see that back down a little bit this week just because of the way the numbers work. So we're going to watch that one for you as well. Might be a great time for you to contemplate getting that new house. If you haven't taken advantage of refinancing, restructuring your home loan, it'll be a good time to take a look at that. I did notice in the news, child tax credits. Yeah, they were supposed to be deposited last Friday, but a lot of people are saying they didn't get them. Surprise anybody that the federal government is fouling up something else when it comes to paying out money? And we're watching, right here, look at this one. We did get that $1.2 trillion spending bill. I don't know where the rhinos on the right were on this one because they agreed to go along with spending this money. $500 billion of that going to legitimate infrastructure, $700 billion not going to legitimate infrastructure. Think about what this means. Because right after they finished that, and I talked about this a little bit last week. Now, I'm not nearly as old as all of the people in Congress, or most of the people in Congress, right? You think about most of them, they're in their late 70s, early 80s. I haven't got there yet. I'm not even close to those ages. And I can tell you, I work a long day. We usually start about 4 in the morning, finish about 7 in the evening. Could you imagine what they're doing, what Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi are doing to some of these Congress people? Having votes at 3 o'clock in the morning? I can't imagine anybody being in the right sense. Oh, wait a second. Politicians are not in the right sense of mind anyway. But 3 o'clock in the morning, they're having votes. And the last vote that Chuck Schumer brought up was to spend $3.5 trillion or so, he said, because some people say it's $4.2 trillion and others say it's $5.5 trillion on new spending. Now, think about this concept. That's new spending. That means they've got to borrow it. We were already going into debt on every dollar that we spend before we even started all this spending spree. But if you talk about the federal government's total budget is $4 trillion and they lose money. They can't figure out how to balance their budget at $4 trillion. Then they add 1.2, 1.9, and another somewhere around 5. So they're going to put an extra full year and a half's worth of spending all in 1 year. And they want you to believe that the rich are going to pay for it. They don't make enough money to pay for it. So think about this. Where's that money going to come from? Well, they're giving money to people who have kids and don't work. They're paying people extra money to stay home from not working. And they're borrowing this money. Who's going to repay it? Well, that's going to be you. Look in the mirror. If you have a job, you're the one that gets to repay all this money that the federal government is going out and giving away to people who don't want to go back to work. How does that feel? Just explain that to me. I want to know how you feel about that. Put it right there in the chat. If you're watching us on RonSiegelRadio.tv or any of our social channels, we've got all of the chat screens come right up so that Josh and I can watch what's going on those screens, on those comments. If you're watching us on the ABC AM 1490 news feed and the videoed feed, you can actually see, you're going to hear what we have to say, but you're not able to see what these comments are that are coming through. I just throw that out there for you. If you want to have your voice heard, watch 9 a.m. every weekday morning, and you can be part of the conversation. No, we don't bring you on air. I haven't figured out how to do that yet, but we can see that the streaming comments coming through. So tell us what it feels like to go out and work every day, work as hard as you can, to make as much as you can, so the federal government can tax you as much as they can to give it to somebody who does not want to go to work. I just throw that out there for you. It's just a little bit infuriating. Now, I know that there's a lot of people also that had problems during the pandemic, couldn't get a job. There's 10 million jobs out there available right now. 10 million job openings. Think about that concept. Now, I don't know if you've got the talent for that, but there are 10 million open jobs for you to fill. So take a look at some of those. Go on. I don't know. I used to go in the newspaper way back when. I don't think they have newspapers anymore, or at least they don't have that information. I think, was it Indeed.com or some site like that where you can actually find out what the job openings are? Now, if you had any problems, I'm going to share something with you. We started sharing this last week. If you did get any issues during the pandemic and you don't have the FICO credit score that you want, we just released a new book for you, totally free from your friends at Ron Siegel Radio. All you have to do is text RSR Credit Book to 79564. RSR Credit Book 79564. Get your copy of the free credit book. And it's 7 steps to a 700 credit score. We're going to get to that and more. We got a lot to chat with you about. Mary Walters is in. We're going to chat 2 different generations' view on what's happening in the real estate market. That's our subject for today. And are houses less affordable than they were in the past decade? All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Building your future wealth starts now. Take action and put your money to work for you instead of working for your money. Are you sitting on $100,000 of home equity? Realty Pro 100 has your solution. Realty Pro 100 Wealth Builder program may increase your net worth by $50,000 to $75,000 or more per year. Learn more about the Realty Pro 100 Wealth Builder program by texting My Wealth Builder to 79564. Text My Wealth Builder to 79564. License DRE 02059058.
Blue Water Credit Repair is the industry leader in fixing bad credit. Did you know a 40-point increase in your credit score can save you $40,000 on a home loan and $4,000 on a car loan? You deserve good credit and peace of mind. Take the first step today and go to bluewatercredit.com and register for a free consultation from one of their credit repair experts. That's bluewatercredit.com.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Homeowners over the age of 62 are taking back financial control after retirement with reverse mortgages, and the Siegel Lending Team is here to help you use it to your advantage. Call Ron Siegel with Geneva Financial to receive your free information booklet with no obligation. The booklet answers all your questions, and the best part is you still own your home. Call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990 or visit ronsiegelradio.com. Are you a military veteran, first responder, doctor, nurse, or teacher? If so, then you're a Ron Siegel VIP hero, and you may qualify for rewards up to $5,000 to $10,000 when you buy, sell, or refinance a home with a Ron Siegel Radio partner. As a valued VIP hero, you receive special savings, rebates, and valuable discounts. Learn more by calling me, Ron Siegel, at 1-800-306-1990 or visit VIPHeroProgram.com. It's just our way of saying thank you.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make a call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And hey, guess what? Brand new. Check out the new website, 800-306-1990.com. Pretty simple to remember. Even I can remember that one. So let's take a look and see what the markets are doing today. Dow Jones now down 62.19, S&P 500 down 13.71, NASDAQ down 119 points. Let's look at the 10-year Treasury. That one's down 5 basis points. We'll tell you why in a minute. Mortgage-backed securities. Now that is the yield, so that's down to 1.25, rounded off. And the mortgage-backed securities, those are up 9 basis points. The bond is up. That means interest rates on that mortgage-backed security is down just a little bit. Why? Well, the Empire State Manufacturing Survey shows the health of the manufacturing sector in the New York region was reported at 18.3 for the month of August, which was below expectations of 30. Economists missed it just by, about 50%? That's normal for the economist, right? And I can say that. I'm one class short of an economics degree. I'm also, some people say I'm just one marble short of, well, don't go there. So let's take a look what else is going on. Well, hey, here's the issue. So Chairman Powell is going to be speaking at Jackson Hole at the end of this month, where we may get a few more clues, but the Fed will likely want to wait till September to receive the August jobs figures before making any real tapering announcements. Fed President Neil Kashkari made comments supporting tapering. Now, remember when I say tapering and what the Fed means by tapering? Right, they're buying $120 billion or more a month of mortgage-backed securities and bonds. When they talk about tapering, they're just talking about cutting that back a little bit. The big number of what they're doing is the repurchases. What is a repurchase? So with so many people taking advantage of the interest rates today, they're refinancing, getting lower rates, they're getting their debts consolidated into a mortgage and cutting down the term of both the debts and the mortgage by paying in advance. That's a strategy that we've been talking to you about on Ron Siegel Radio for a long time. If you haven't seen it, all you need to do is go to rsrrapidpayoff.com, rsrrapidpayoff.com, or rsrrapidpayoff to 79564. You'll see the way the whole strategy works. Cut a 30-year mortgage down to about 11 years when you've got a lot of debts to pay off as well. So they're talking about these different issues. Now, when you repay or pay off that mortgage and get a new mortgage, that's what the Federal Reserve is then repurchasing, because they've taken that money and rebuy those exact purchases again. They're not letting that run off their balance sheet. That would make too much sense, right? Let the balance sheet draw down that way. No, they're not going to do that. So what they're going to do is they'll cut down on that $120 billion, but there's, $500 or $600 billion in their repurchases every single month. So just a thought there for you. Now, when Kashkari starts saying tapering, you better take it seriously, because he's one of the guys that's been the least likely to taper for a long time. Just throw that out there for you. That's the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. So this morning we're going to chat. We do this every month right about this time. Mary Walters is good enough to join us. Realty Pro 100, welcome.
Thanks, I'm good enough.
Good enough to join us. We appreciate you joining us.
Oh, okay.
We appreciate your time.
I was like, oh, I made the cutoff. I'm just good enough to join.
No, you're good enough to come in. We appreciate you sharing your time with us.
Oh, gotcha.
Telling us the millennials' perspective on what's going on in the real estate market. We get a report, and it comes from one of our trusted sources. And this month they're spending a lot of time chatting. Apparently, there's a lot of thought in the marketplace that we may be going through another 2008 with the way properties are appreciating. Are you seeing that?
No.
Are you hearing that from other people that are
I
talking
do
about
hear
it?
that a lot, and I even see like agents talk a lot about that, which I don't understand it.
Agents talking about that fascinates me.
Yeah.
Right? Because when agents are talking about that, what it says to me is, well, either they're repeating what they're hearing, or they're just not going out and doing their own research.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, because the research, and from what I'm seeing, maybe you see something different, but the research I'm not seeing supports that.
No.
Right? So another reason, and to me, and I'm a shameless plug because I'm not a real estate agent. I don't do that for a living, so I can say it. Right? If you've got a real estate agent that's not out there getting educated on what's happening in the marketplace, you got a problem. Because how are they going to give you great counsel if they don't know what's going on in the marketplace? Give me a call at 800-306-1990. Be happy to put you in touch with a great real estate professional who does understand the marketplace and good enough to spend her time sharing with us.
Good enough.
I don't know if I'm going to ever live that down. Year-over-year price appreciation. We're looking at some of these numbers. And when you look, this goes back year over year. So from May to May, 15.4%.
Ouch.
Why do you say ouch? You don't like that?
Well, I mean, it's painful for home buyers,
Okay. But, some people on our team are saying, they're thrilled about it. They bought 6 months ago and they've got a boatload of equity.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's good for home sellers.
Okay. So if you're not buying and you're not selling, does it matter?
No.
Okay. It's actually, I'm going to share with you that I like the idea of it I don't like it going up that much. It's not healthy for real estate to go up that much. But I will share with you the idea here is if you've got the game plan of going out there and making some money in real estate, could be a good idea.
Oh, definitely.
Explain the thought process there, Mary.
Definitely. I mean, if your equity has gone up that much, and so say now over the past year or two, your equity has shot up and you're now holding like $200,000 to $300,000 in equity, why not refinance, take some of that money out and go buy more real estate?
Sure. So here's the thing, because we get spoiled in Southern California. We talk about $200,000 to $300,000 of equity like it's everybody has it, right? But we're on Ron Siegel Radio. We're on all social channels, and now with it being nationwide, $315,000 or $350,000 median home price, and if that median home price just went up 15.4%. 350, that's about $45,000,
Yep.
$50,000, right? And you put something down to buy that piece of property in the first place. Take that money out and go. You can even use that. You don't even need to wait for the 100 or 200.
Definitely.
Now, I'm going to share a thought here. I'm going to throw it at you, Mary, is the idea that if that housing bubble were to come across, which I don't believe it will, and you've already taken all that equity out of the property,
Okay.
can anybody come back and claw that cash out of your account?
No, I mean, you need to take advantage of it now because it's sitting there now. If there is a bubble, if prices do start to go down, you lose that equity. So why not take advantage of it now when you have it?
Absolutely. So you take that out, and there's a lot of, no, we don't give financial advice on Ron Siegel Radio. We're not licensed for that, but we can talk about history, right? So the best investment class over the last 60 years, I'm going to say is real estate.
Oh, yeah.
Right, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that you can leverage real estate. So if you take $50,000 out and you're in a market that has a $350,000 median home price. Now, Riverside County, it's only about $425,000. So it's not like we're out of this game. We're talking outside California only. But in Orange County, if at 15.4% on $800,000, that's $120,000 right there. Can you go and buy a new primary residence for that?
For how much?
For-
I'm following. Okay, wait, question.
So 120. If I've got $120,000 that I've pulled out of my property,
Yes.
I can go out and buy a new primary residence
Mm-hmm.
using that as my down payment.
Yes.
Right? That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what are you seeing happening with rental values? Are you watching that at all?
Oh my gosh, rental and prices have been insane. I mean, great. It's just craziness how much just rentals have shot up.
So there's a possibility that the departing property, the house you bought a year ago,
Mm-hmm.
that may or may not have been your dream home.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You might have enough money to go buy something that's a better dream.
Yeah.
Keep the old dream.
Yep.
And make money on the new mortgage.
Definitely.
Break even or positive cash flow.
Yep.
What does that do for you 10, 20, 30 years down the line?
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I mean, if you have rental properties and you have people in there that are paying your mortgage and giving you more equity every month, and then 30 years down the road, you now just have not one but two but three. I mean, now you're retiring with just not, oh well, my primary residence is paid off. You now have 3 properties that are paid off.
Could you imagine going through this game plan and having 3, 4, 5 properties that are either paid off or cash flowing positive
Mm-hmm.
by the time you're 50 years old? Think about retirement. What would retirement look like?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you'd be able to retire.
Yeah,
at
because you
50.
don't even need to pay every single one off. You can just keep leveraging and leveraging and leveraging, and then turn those 3 into 10 and those 10 into 20. Like, it's a snowball effect if you keep doing it.
Well, think about this concept. What if you have 10 properties that are throwing off $2,000 a year? That's $180, $160 a month.
Mm-hmm.
But 10 properties throwing off $2,000 a year of free cash flow.
Mm-hmm.
Be a nice retirement, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Think about that. Just 10 properties, 10 times 2,000. I don't know. It seems like a pretty decent number for a retirement number to me. Let's think. We're going to talk more about that, and I might even grab a calculator and see what that comes out to, because it's Monday morning, and I spent the weekend in Vegas. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, are houses less affordable than they were in past decades? And yes, we've got a featured home brought to you by myfavoritelender.net. All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
What's your plan to beat inflation and protect and build your future wealth? If you're not sure, and if you would like to learn the secret of building wealth by utilizing your current assets with little or no risk, Realty Pro 100 has your solution. Realty Pro 100 Wealth Builder Program may increase your net worth by $50,000 to $75,000 or more per year. Learn more about the Realty Pro 100 Wealth Builder Program by texting My Wealth Builder to 79564. Text My Wealth Builder to 79564. License DRE 02059058.
Are you a renter and tired of making monthly payments? Paying off someone else's mortgage? Hey, it's Ron Siegel here to help you stop renting and start owning your dream home with amazing low interest rates. And you could potentially qualify for a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket. So stop renting. Start owning with Ron Siegel. Learn more at ronsiegelradio.com and start owning today. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Do you own a luxury home or planning to purchase one? If so, your home may be your largest asset, but your mortgage may also be your largest debt. The Siegel Lending Team is offering amazing financing opportunities right now. Jumbo loans up to $2 million, 30-year rates in the 3%, and 15-year rates in the 2s. Learn more at ronsiegelradio.com or call me directly. My number is 800-306-1990, licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal housing lender.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694552.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions, as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text SLT Home Digest to 79564. Find your dream home before someone else does. SLT Home Digest. Get a monthly email that's going to tell you exactly what the market knows about your property, or what the market believes about your property, and what the county recorder knows about your property. And it is totally free from your friends at Ron Siegel Radio. I'll look at home price appreciation, what it means for sellers. When you hear the phrase home price appreciation, what does it mean to you? Through context, clues alone, chances are you know it has to do with rising home prices. And as a seller, you know rising home prices are good news for your potential sale. Let's look past dollar signs and dive deeper in to the concept. To truly understand home price appreciation, you need to know how it works and why it matters to you. Investopedia defines appreciation like this. Appreciation in general terms is an increase in the value of an asset over time. The increase can occur for a number of reasons, including decreased demand or weakening supply, or as a result of increased demand or weakening supply, or as a result of changes in inflation or interest rates. This is the opposite of depreciation, which is decrease in value over time. When we consider this definition and how it applies to real estate, a few words stick out: supply and demand. In today's real estate market, we're experiencing higher demand for very few sellers listing their homes for sale. And if you're watching us on RonSiegelRadio.tv, any of our socials, or the ABC News and Talk AM 1490 video feed, you see some charts about buyer traffic and seller traffic. And as you can see in California, buyer traffic is strong. Seller traffic is on the stable side based on these charts. No matter the industry, anytime there's more demand than supply, prices naturally rise. It happens because buyers are willing to pay more to secure the scarce product or service they're looking for. That's exactly what's happening in today's real estate market. Buyers are competing with one another to purchase a home, leading to bidding wars that drive prices up. For sellers, the rising prices mean that opportunity is knocking. According to Quicken Loans, the national average home price appreciation rate is between 3 to 5% in a typical year. Today, home prices are appreciating well beyond the norm thanks to high demand. Here are the latest expert projections. On the chart that we're showing you on the screen right now, home price appreciation, 11.5% average for all forecasts based on what Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, Zelman, MBA, and NAR have to say. Compared to the normal pace of 3.5% appreciation per year, the current average forecast is nearly an 11.5% is significant. For sellers, this means that the current rise in prices, your house may be worth more than you realize. That price appreciation helps give you equity, gives your equity a boost. Equity is the difference between what you owe on the home and its market value based on factors like appreciation. And again, I've got a chart showing on the screen, or actually Josh put it up there for us. Shows price appreciation, what you've already paid towards your loan and what you still owe. You can use your built-up equity power to power a move into your dream home, or you can put it toward life-changing goals like funding and education or opening a business. But don't wait. While price appreciation is strong, those same experts say it'll start to appreciate at a more normalized pace next year. If you list your house sooner rather than later, you'll be in a better position to capitalize on the higher than average home price appreciation we're seeing today. Bottom line, if you're thinking of selling your house, there really is no time like the present. Let's chat about it. Well, what do you want to wait for? Interest rates to go up or the amount of properties on the market to go up? Which means supply goes up, which means prices moderate. Think about that. Now is the time. Don't wait. That is the real-time real estate segment brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. So we've been chatting with Mary Walters about what's going on in the real estate market today, looking at some of the ideas of where the market is, and the people out there that are thinking that we may be heading toward another mortgage crisis or real estate crisis. And 2008, you probably read it in the history books. I just kid around here.
I was almost old enough to remember.
Almost old enough to remember. Okay, so most people think that was caused by easy lending practices. And that was probably part of the problem. But if we look, 2006, the people with a less than a 620 FICO score, they're $376 billion in new mortgages. Today, it's about a quarter of that. Probably tells us that it's not quite as easy to get a mortgage today as it was back then.
Nope.
And if it's not that easy, maybe people are having to qualify. Maybe they have to think about repaying the loan.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise, right?
Crazy how that works.
It's amazing how if you don't have to get off your couch to get paid, maybe I guess we shouldn't get into that today though. So mortgage credit availability. Now this is basically the concept of taking the median home price in an area, median income in an area, comparing them and seeing how they compare to one another. Now, in 2005, 6, and 7, the credit availability was skyrocketed. It was higher than it is today. That's a given. Right? If you could fog a mirror, you could get a loan. Didn't have to do much more than that. Just fog a mirror, get a loan. Well, you didn't even have to fog a mirror. If your dog could fog a mirror, then you could get a loan. It was pretty simple back then. Not quite as easy today. And we really don't want to go back to those days, right? Because we're looking pretty much that the definition of housing or buying a house or a bubble is prices are going up because prices are going up because prices are going up. Not the case today. People need a house.
Yes.
People out there looking you come across, you give us your sense. Are there people anytime they make an offer, they can get the house exactly what they want first try?
No. I mean, almost every single offer I've seen has a counter coming back at you. And normally that counter says highest and best.
What does that mean?
It means that there's been multiple offers on that property. So they sent out a seller multiple counter offer saying, okay, there's a lot of you in the game. Give us your highest price. What do you got, basically? So it's basically saying that they're not getting the property that they want the first time, the property that they want. Exactly.
And there's more demand than there is supply, which means prices go up.
That's been the ongoing issue.
Right? And it's been going on for a couple of years now.
Yes.
At least. And then we look at the mortgage credit availability, and it shows that we are still there's a case to be made that properties are still undervalued. Right? Because the valuations get in when they're in balance is when the prices meet the demand, and the prices don't meet demand yet. Right?
Yep.
And that's what we're seeing from here. And then we look at the index, and the index says exactly that. It says that there's a lot of people that can still afford it. In fact, other than in 2019, this is one of the cheapest times in history. Right? So there's plenty of room there. We're not in a mortgage bubble. And when you look at a lot of the different issues, look at a lot of the different people that are out there talking about this, really, really strong credentials.
Yes.
Right. I mean, you look at the National Association of Realtors economists, Zillow economists. Zillow, they don't care. All they care about is selling advertising. Right. So as long as there's advertising to be sold, they're happy. And the affordability, it's getting better, not worse. You look at January, now 100 means it's par, so that's just a baseline. January, we looked at a 186 affordability. May, it was 151.
Yeah.
So that means houses are getting more affordable, not less affordable. The price is going up. You might think it's the other way around, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, I mean, don't interest rates have a lot to do with that as well? Because even in January, they were a little bit higher, weren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. So the property prices can go up as long as interest rates are holding steady, we're still in a very, very strong market for, or you can make a strong case that prices should continue to go up.
Mhm.
So if that's the case, if you're thinking about selling, I would say, I don't know, 80% of the sellers
Mhm.
that are selling their primary residence, are they going to buy another residence?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, and I think that's part of the problem right now with the lack of inventory is a lot of sellers are like, well, where do we go if there's a lack of inventory?
That makes sense.
The sellers are the ones turning into buyers who are then having issues getting into another home, so they're just staying put.
Now, we know that the number one age for the new home formations and people that are looking to start buying their own home is age 32. Do you think there's more or less people turning age 32 right now?
Oh, there's a lot of them. My fiance just turned 32 on Saturday.
Oh, okay. So there you go. So is he buying a house?
He did back in September.
Okay, see, so just, there you go. Just fits exactly right on there. So now you've got the younger people turning 32 buying their new homes.
Yep.
You've got the people that are their kids are 32 and maybe they're going to get them out of the house. Might be a good idea, right? So they can right size, maybe get a smaller property.
Yep.
But they're out buying.
Yep.
So now you've got two people buying and only one was selling.
Yep.
That tells us that there's still that shortage.
Yes.
And I think the last time we had the housing that was being bought at this or created, single family housing units completed at this level goes back, we're below the 1970s level.
Ooh.
Right? And I would think that between 1970s and now, people are living longer.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting older.
Yeah.
Right? They've had kids. There might be multiple generations have had kids, right? I mean, that's, I don't know. If you're 70 and add 20 to that is in the 90s, so you could already be having kids if you were born any time in the 70th generation of the decade of the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So think about that concept. And we're not building more houses and we're not growing more land.
Yeah.
Right? So it's a good likelihood this is going to continue. Now, when we come back, one of the things that we hear about a lot is during the pandemic, forbearance. Is that going to bring a lot of housing on the market? We're going to talk about that when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. We're going to also chat a little bit about that featured home brought to you by myfavoritelender.net. All that and more. You can reach me anytime off air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
If you're listening to this program, building personal wealth is a topic you're familiar with, and you probably understand that making money is about creating a high income from a high-paying job or running a business, while building wealth, on the other hand, is about creating a stock of value that goes up over time. You've also probably noticed lately that prices for fuel, groceries, and raw materials are skyrocketing, while your monthly income remains flat. Welcome to Inflation 101. One of the fastest growing wealth building strategies is utilizing your current assets with little or no risk, like the equity in your home. Realty Pro 100 has been helping people like you increase their net worth by $50,000 to $75,000 per year. Now's the time to put your money to work for you and beat inflation. Learn more and start building your wealth by contacting Realty Pro 100. Text My Wealth Builder to 79564. Text My Wealth Builder to 79564. Receive free information on how the Realty Pro 100 Wealth Builder program works and if it's the right wealth building strategy for you. License DRE 02059058.
Hey friends, do you dream of mortgage-free home ownership? Are you aware that even if you own your home free and clear, it could still be costing you thousands per year? The Siegel Lending Team can help you generate tax-free income, accumulate family wealth, and maintain ownership of your home. By simply emailing your most recent mortgage statement, you'll receive a no-obligation real estate plan. Learn more by calling 1-800-306-1990 or email me your recent mortgage statement to PEAR@ronsiegelradio.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you tired of paying rent? Are you tired of paying someone else's mortgage? Do you know qualified folks can potentially purchase a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket? Ron Siegel can help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. If you're tired of paying someone else's mortgage, reach out to Ron today at ronismylender.com. That's ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you a renter and tired of making monthly payments? Paying off someone else's mortgage? Hey, it's Ron Siegel here to help you stop renting and start owning your dream home with amazing low interest rates. And you could potentially qualify for a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket. So stop renting. Start owning with Ron Siegel. Learn more at ronsiegelradio.com and start owning today. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The featured home segment today being brought to you by myfavoritelender.net, 9799 Continental Drive, Huntington Beach. I better look at this one a little more closely. 2 bedrooms, 1 full bathroom, a half a bathroom, an amazing opportunity to live in the fabulous Huntington Continentals community. Enjoy this beautiful turnkey home while living just a few miles away from the beach. Enter into an open concept living area with brand new vinyl wood plank flooring, crown molding, recessed lighting, custom light fixture. Kitchen has been remodeled with new cabinets, quartz countertops, stainless steel appliances. Upstairs features both bedrooms with updated flooring, custom closet doors, ceiling fans, completely remodeled full bathroom. Okay.
It's a long list.
Long list, yeah. And all that for $510,000 right near Huntington Beach. Okay, I like that idea. We got to look at this, look a little bit further here at what we're doing. I don't know if my mic just sounds like my mic just went out.
Yeah, I can't hear you on my ear.
There we go. It's always nice to have backups, isn't it? Look at Josh over there going crazy. So let's take a look at some financing on this property. $510,000 is the asking price. Let's look at it. We'll look at it. Principal and interest payment, $2,044 a month, $1,748 a month with 20% down, $1,562 a month strategically with 25% down. And yes, we are going to talk about it. You have to add the taxes, the insurance, the HOA, and the mortgage insurance. And for those of you keeping score, that would be a 3.81 APR, 3.196 APR, and 2.982 APR, NMLS 217037. That is the featured home. Oh, yeah, it's brought to you by Allison Keene. I should have said that before when my mic went out on me, but Allison has this listing. If you want any more information, if you want to meet Allison, give me a call, 800-306-1990. So getting back to our discussion of the day, Mary Walters, Realty Pro 100, is in the house with us. So Mary, we heard going back for the last 20 months that people have been chatting a little bit about the idea of forbearance. A lot of people went into forbearance.
Yes.
And the concern was all of those people they're going to end up being foreclosed on. They're going to lose their houses. Mm-hmm. And there's going to be a flood of properties going onto the market.
Yep.
So we heard all of that.
Nope. Not happening though.
We heard. We heard it, but it is not happening. Okay, so let's see if I can get my mic not to crackle on me here. Okay, so we heard all that, not happening.
No.
Gotta love that, right, on live radio. Okay, we're gonna. Whoa! Now I know what Josh feels like. Well, I got the backup mic going, and the backup mic is making us might be even a little bit worse. So original forbearance net percentage was nowhere near projections. It has been cut in more than half since then. So original projection was 30%. We got all the way to 8.5%. Today we're at 3.5%.
Yep.
And have you heard of anybody that went and did the forbearance and never acted on it? Right? They never stopped making payments?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people because, again, during the beginning of COVID, you didn't know what you didn't know. So a lot of people took advantage of the program, just in case. So a big drop of that is people who either kept making the payments or they paid in full, at the end of everything. And
we did learn that a lot of people had to get off their forbearance just to take advantage of the great interest rates as well. Right? So you got to get back on the board. Number of mortgages in active forbearance now under 2 million. Right, so we got all the way up to 4 3/4. Now we're under 2. I would say that's not going to be a major impact on the market going forward.
No, I mean, a lot of people are still saying that, all those people are now going to go into foreclosure. But I mean, if they put a game plan into place and they protect their equity and they refinance and they pay off the forbearance and all that, they can save that house and make sure it doesn't go to foreclosure, or sell it if you need to save your equity. So
talk a little bit about that, Mary. I mean, we just talked about the fact that properties appreciated like 15.4% last year.
Yeah.
Save your equity. What are some options of saving equity?
Yeah, if you go into foreclosure, you're going to lose that. So either A, refinance, make sure that you get that forbearance taken care of and you get into a new payment, start making it if you can, if you're in the position to do so. Or B, make sure you talk to an agent and you sell so that you save that equity.
So you can go out and list that property while it's in forbearance if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Right? You don't have to come out of forbearance for that. And so you theoretically, now just the way our market works, I'm not saying yay or nay on the market. It is what it is. So you may not have been making any payments for the last 16, 18 months. Right? So think about that if you've got a $3,000 mortgage or something along those lines. So you've got a mortgage out there. You haven't been making any payments. This mic's going to drive me nuts. And you can take that money. Hopefully you've saved some of it. Your property's appreciated by 10 or 15% in that same time period. So let's think about that $800,000 property, and it went up 15% theoretically. That's $120,000.
Yep.
On a $900,000 property, what do you estimate selling expenses to be?
Well, I mean, depending on the commission and the closing costs and everything. I hate giving numbers like this. I know, yeah.
Can we say 8 to 10%?
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, so we're looking at 8 to 10%. We're not going to give any numbers that are exact, right? That's not the issue. We're not going to try and
guess what your net sheet's going to look
guess
like.
what exactly. There you go. Guess what? But figure 8 to 10%. That's a fair number for selling expenses.
Yes.
Right, and so that means you're still up $40,000-$50,000 just over the last year, and you had no living expenses because you didn't pay for your mortgage. Right? I mean, think about these concepts that say we're not recommending people not pay their mortgage. I mean, it is what it is, right? There's people that need that safety net.
Yes.
So if you are one of those that needed that, okay, we get it. But what's happened on all these mortgages that went into forbearance? What was the outcome of them? Let's share a little bit of that information, Mary, the outcome of some of those. So 44.1% paid in full.
Yep.
So that could be your group of people that you were just talking about. They sold their property.
Yeah, or they took it because they needed it or thought they might need it and use it as a safety net and then realized they weren't about to lose their job. They were essential, what have you. So they were able to pay that forbearance off.
Now, you and I, in our conversation this morning, we didn't even talk about the next biggest group of people. Right? That would be the group that worked out a repayment plan.
Yep.
Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, USDA, VA, right? They all pretty much mandated a repayment plan for any property that they owned, any mortgage they owned. Now they don't own the property; they had bought the mortgage from whoever the originators, and we know that those people could either tack the payments onto the end of their mortgage, or they could make a plan to repay them, or they could pay them partially every month. But the government had put a plan in place for every one of those people. So 38.7% worked out a repayment plan. 17.2% still in trouble. That's the group that I'm going to say they put their head in the sand.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
Right? Because why else would you still be in trouble?
Mm-hmm.
With properties appreciating. Now, if somebody calls you today and says they need to sell their house quickly,
Mm-hmm.
can you put together a plan for them to help them with that?
Definitely.
Right? It's not rocket science, right? It's call me at 800-306-1990. I put you in touch with Mary. She can set a plan for you to move forward. That's what your team does, right?
Yes.
Help people every day, all day, educating them.
Yep.
Right. And how many people are on your team? Was it 50?
We have about 50-ish agents. Let's call it 50-ish.
50-ish.
Just over 50.
Right. So people standing by that are able to help you solve the problem. That's the big issue. And we don't want you to feel like you're out there on your own, because then you're able to help them go into another property, into a lease or something like that.
Yes.
Right. So no one's going to be homeless. That's the idea in putting together a plan. And there can also put that plan together so that then you can be a buyer in another year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever is right for you and your family. Make the call, though. If you put your head in the sand, nobody can help you. Just throw that out there. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio. And as always, we ask you, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh and Sean, who are engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to make any comments, or you want to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.